It was the kind of heat that clung to your skin like a second layer, the warm, sticky air of Chiang Mai in late summer. The city pulsed with the rhythm of scooters, chatter from street vendors, and the aroma of grilled meat drifting through narrow alleyways. Liam had come from London, chasing not just a story, but an experience, something real, something ancient. A freelance travel documentarian, Liam wasn't new to adventure. But this trip was different. He wasn't here for temples or elephant sanctuaries. He had come because of a rumor, a house tucked in the northern outskirts of Chiang Mai. Locals only whispered about it. A colonial relic, half swallowed by the jungle, untouched for decades, but not forgotten. The first mention had come from a Thai blogger he'd met online. She had simply written, "Don't go there. People who do, don't stay the same." Naturally, Liam had to know more. He checked into a modest guest house in the old city. The receptionist, an elderly woman with kind eyes, noticed the name of the village scribbled in his travel notes. "Ban Mae Kam?" she said in Thai accented English, raising an eyebrow. "That place, nothing left there. Just forest and ghosts." Liam chuckled politely, brushing it off. Superstition. That's what he told himself. Still, he felt the room grow a little colder. That night, he sat by his window, reviewing maps and transcriptions from various forums. Every time someone described the house, they mentioned the same thing, silence. Not the peaceful kind, but a heavy, unnatural stillness. Like the world held its breath around it. He looked out at the city skyline. Lanterns floated into the sky, glowing softly. Somewhere out there, beyond the safety of the streets and streetlights, a mystery waited. Tomorrow, he'd go find it. The morning sun crept through the mist as Liam boarded a rusty tuk-tuk headed north, leaving behind the busy heart of Chiang Mai. His driver, a man named Arun, spoke little English, but when Liam showed him the name Ban Mae Kam, Arun's eyes flickered with discomfort. "You sure?" he asked, his voice low. Liam nodded, and Arun simply muttered something in Thai before starting the engine. The ride was long, passing through farmland, narrow dirt roads, and clusters of wooden houses. Locals watched them pass, some offering polite waves, others staring in silence. After nearly 2 hours, the tuk-tuk sputtered to a stop at the edge of what appeared to be an abandoned village. Time had devoured most of it. Roofs collapsed, weeds overtook fences, and signs hung crooked on rusted nails. Yet, there was something unnerving about how intact the silence was, as if the entire village had been frozen mid-breath. Arun refused to go further. "This is where I wait," he said firmly. "You go, but don't stay long. No good stories come from this place." Liam stepped out with his camera and gear, heart pounding with a mixture of curiosity and tension. As he walked into the village, he noticed a footpath leading uphill, partially hidden by bamboo and vines. Just as one online post had described. He followed it. The air grew cooler as he climbed. Trees thickened, and birds fell silent. Eventually, he saw it, the house. Colonial in design, with a wraparound veranda, weather-beaten shutters, and a sagging roof overtaken by moss. Despite the decay, it stood proudly, as if defying nature's attempt to reclaim it. Then something strange happened. Taped to the door was an envelope. A new one. Not aged by weather or dust. Written in smooth black ink were the words. "For the curious one." Liam hesitated. Was someone expecting him? Inside the envelope was a note, handwritten in neat cursive. "You have come far. If you wish to understand this place, stay the night. But remember, not everything that sleeps here stays asleep." He looked around, but the woods were empty. No footprints. No signs of life. And yet, he wasn't alone. Liam stood motionless, the letter trembling slightly in his hand. The breeze had picked up, but only around the house, the trees below were still. It was as if the building itself exhaled, whispering secrets it had held for too long. He reached for the doorknob. It creaked open with surprising ease, revealing a hallway lined with cracked wood paneling and dust-draped furniture. Light filtered in through broken windows, casting long, fractured shadows that danced with each flicker of wind. The smell was a thick mixture of mildew, old paper, and something sweeter, decaying flowers, perhaps. Camera in hand, Liam began documenting everything. The architecture was clearly colonial, but with subtle Thai touches, carvings of nagas on the staircase railing, lotus motifs faded into the wallpaper. It was beautiful in a way that felt wrong. Like finding an altar in a place of violence. He found the living room first. A broken piano sat in the corner, its keys yellowed and cracked, but someone, recently, had placed a white orchid on its lid. Fresh. Still alive. Upstairs, the hallway branched into several rooms. Most were empty. But one door at the end was slightly ajar. Through the gap, Liam saw movement. Not fast, not violent, just a slow shift of shadow, like someone stepping away from the light. He pushed the door open. Inside was a bedroom. Dust hung in the air like fog, but everything was intact. A four-poster bed, lace curtains, and a dressing table with an oval mirror, all untouched by time. And there, on the vanity, lay a photo frame. It was old. Faded. In it, a man stood beside a woman in traditional Thai dress. Her eyes were strikingly dark, deep, almost void-like. Something about her expression chilled Liam. She wasn't smiling. She wasn't even looking at the camera. She was looking at him. Through the photo. He turned the frame around. A single sentence was scratched into the wood. She never left. Liam blinked. Behind him, the door creaked shut. Liam spun around at the sound of the door closing, heart thudding against his ribs. The hallway was empty. He tried the knob. It turned. No one had locked it. No footsteps, no wind. Just silence. He told himself it was old wood, warped hinges. Nothing more. Still, the house felt different now. Watching. Breathing. As evening draped itself over the hills, shadows grew longer, curling like fingers into the corners of the house. Liam made camp in the living room, spreading out his gear. He recorded a few logs for his documentary, describing the house, the photo, the letter. "I don't know who she is," he said into the mic, "but I think she's the reason no one comes here." By nightfall, the house had swallowed all light. Liam lit a lantern he'd brought with him, its flame flickering erratically despite the still air. He tried to sleep. Sometime after midnight, he awoke to the sound of soft footsteps above him. Delicate. Barefoot. Pacing. Then, a faint hum. A woman's voice. Low. Melancholy. He sat up, holding his breath. The sound stopped. Liam reached for his flashlight and crept up the stairs. The wooden steps groaned under his weight, but the air was deathly still. As he reached the top, the hallway was flooded with cold. He could see his breath misting in the beam of his flashlight. Then, from the bedroom with the photo, the hum began again. This time, closer. Liam's light flicked, once, twice, then steadied. He approached the door. It was wide open now. Inside, the air was colder still, like stepping into a cave. The bed remained untouched, but the photo was gone. Only dust outlined where it had been. Suddenly, behind him, a mirror on the wall reflected movement. He turned. Nothing. But in the mirror, for a brief second, he saw her. A woman in white, long black hair obscuring her face, standing at the end of the hall. Still. Watching. He spun to face her, but the hallway was empty. When he turned back to the mirror, it was cracked. And the hum had stopped. Liam staggered backward from the cracked mirror, breath shallow, chest tightening. The hallway lay empty again, as if nothing had happened. But he knew what he saw. The reflection was real, or real enough. He needed answers. At dawn, he descended into the basement. The door had been sealed shut with wooden beams, but he pried them loose with a rusted crowbar found in a tool shed outside. As the final board fell away, a burst of stale, icy air spilled out, air that had not moved in decades. With his flashlight, Liam stepped down into darkness. The basement was narrow and low-ceilinged, filled with rotting crates and rusted tins. But at the far end, behind an old partition, he found something out of place, a shrine. Dust-covered but unmistakable, candles, now melted to stubs. Incense bowls long since burned out. And at the center, a portrait. The same woman. But younger. Smiling this time. Beneath the frame, a small plaque written in Thai. Liam snapped a photo and sent it to a translator friend back in Bangkok. The reply came fast. Sunantha, daughter of Governor Wyatt. Died 1927. Buried with honor beneath the family home. Liam's stomach dropped. Buried, beneath the home? He scanned the ground, noticing a square outline in the stone floor, a trapdoor. With effort, he lifted it, revealing a narrow pit. Inside lay bones. Carefully arranged. Peaceful. But that peace had long been disturbed. From the far corner of the basement, the humming started again. Low, mournful. It grew louder with each second, echoing off the stone walls. Liam turned. She was there. Not a reflection. Not a shadow. Standing at the bottom of the stairs, hair draped like a curtain, arms at her sides. Her white dress shimmered faintly in the beam of his flashlight. "Why are you still here?" Liam whispered. She raised her head. Her eyes, bottomless, ancient, broken, met his. She didn't speak. She simply pointed to the bones. And in that moment, Liam understood. She had never left because no one had let her. Liam's breath hitched as he stared at the remains. Time seemed suspended. Dust floated like ash in the still air. And her, Sunantha, stood in silence, her presence impossibly heavy. Not angry. Not violent. Just bound. She had been buried here, alone. Forgotten. Her spirit clung to the home not to haunt, but to be remembered. To be released. Liam dropped to his knees beside the open pit, whispering an apology in English, then again in the broken Thai he had practiced for months. He lit a small candle from his pack and placed it near the bones, instinct guiding his movements. He remembered a local monk once telling him, "Sometimes, the soul does not want to stay. It is we who hold them back." The flame flickered, then steadied. The air shifted. The humming stopped. He turned, she was gone. Outside, the sun had risen, casting golden rays through the jungle canopy. The house, which had once loomed like a monument of decay, seemed quiet. Just a house again. Empty, at last. Liam packed his gear and descended the hill. Arun, the tuk-tuk driver, was waiting. As Liam approached, he said nothing. But when Liam climbed into the seat, Arun looked at him in the rearview mirror and spoke softly. "You saw her." Liam nodded. "I helped her." Arun didn't respond. He just started the engine. Back in Chiang Mai, Liam didn't post the footage. He kept it for himself. Some stories, he realized, aren't meant for views or clicks. They're meant to be understood, then left alone. But months later, at a temple in the heart of the old city, he saw a photo on a monk's altar. It was her. Sunantha. Smiling again. And this time, truly at peace.